Tonight, I just wanna take you away. Throw your hands up in the sky. Let's set this party on fire. Players, put your pinky rings up.
Bristleback!
Bristleback is a fair hero. You can't just simply face backwards in lane and soak experience. You have to try. That's what makes Bristleback fair. He takes skill and doesn't depend on the interaction of two abilities, which is totally unfair. Damn it, I can't do it! There's so many things wrong with this hero. I can't even begin to explain how many things are wrong with this hero, okay? And in fact, the video's over. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe for this amazing content. Bye-bye! But in all seriousness, let's get this shindig on the road. As a melee strength hero, Bristleback is a fascinating breed. Yes, he is tanky, but not in the way you think. This pub-brawling, sneezing porcupine of death is more trouble to any team you could ever know. His job is to face away from the enemy team while he sprays quill missiles out of his back for some reason, and just be Australian and edgy and stuff. That's it. No, wait, I already made that joke.
You want some of this? You want it? You want it?
Bristleback's first ability is called Vicious Nasal Goo. He shoots a snot rocket with such force and ferocity that it actually breaks the target's armor. It only reduces it by a couple points at max level, but then you have to consider the ability's cooldown is 1.5 seconds, so you can just spam it forever. But, you actually can't. The ability's effect can actually only stack on the same target 4 times, so that adds up to about a total of -9 armor. If you don't think that's entirely impressive, which it isn't, consider his next ability. Quill Spray is Bristleback's bread and butter. It's a physical damage area of effect ability that sprays quills, a big surprise, all around Bristleback. Now you might be thinking to yourself, oh geez, that damage is really pathetic. Well, you see, this is where this hero starts getting really imba. For every time an enemy is hit by this ability, they'll gain an undispellable stack of it that can last up to 14 seconds at a time. For every stack, the ability will deal small bonus damage. So in other words, the more you get hit by this ability, the more it's gonna hurt. Still not crazy enough? Okay. I'll sum it up here for you. Its cooldown is 3 seconds, and its mana cost is 35. At every level. Yeah. If you have 2 levels in this ability, when you're off laning, you win. You win the lane entirely. It's not even contestable. They can't farm. As it turns out, Doom isn't the only hero who names his abilities after himself, like an egomaniac. Bristleback is Bristleback's ability that is effectively the bread and butter of Bristleback. Did I screw with your brain a little there? This ability reduces damage on Bristleback when he's facing adjacently or away from his target. And when I mean away, I mean 180 degrees, turned around, backwards, forwards, whatever. I don't even make sense anymore. With your back fully turned, this is 40% damage reduction, therefore taking only 60% of the damage you would normally. This makes Bristleback effectively and literally an absolute tank. This ability also has a really stupid interaction with Quill Spray. After taking 210 damage with his back fully turned, he'll use Quill Spray automatically without even having to press it. It doesn't even use his mana or put it on cooldown. He can use it after the automatic effect. It's really dumb. And now for his ultimate, the icing on the cake with the cherry on top and a nail in the coffin. Oh boy, if somebody says this hero isn't broken, oh boy, this ability's here to prove them wrong. Every time Bristleback casts a spell, this ability will give him bonus damage and a bonus percentage of movement speed per stack. And at maximum level, with maximum stacks, this ability provides Bristleback with 270 bonus attack damage and 45% movement speed. Wow, okay. I gotta say, Valve, bravo. Just great hero. Awesome hero. Great design. Better design than Bowser in Smash 4. This ability turns Bristleback into a complete monster that the enemy team can't ignore whatsoever. Cause if you do, you finna die.
Dominating! Double kill! Mega kill! Triple kill! There you go. Trouble's over.
Heroes that are good against Bristleback kind of vary. They are usually heroes that can drain his mana really quickly or decrease his stats in some fashion. Heroes that can ignore his prickly BS and dish it right back are also effective against him. Take Legion Commander, for example. As for Bristleback himself, he counters a wide majority of heroes. He wrecks just about anyone who primarily deals small but rapid bursts of damage, so that narrows it down to... every illusion hero, every hero who uses summoned units, every hero who relies on damage over time, and every attack speed carry without any inherent lifesteal or bash. So, not quite over a fourth of the hero pool. Oh, wait! Oh, wait, it is! Okay. Okay, let's all just calm down here a second. Alright, let's see the counter charts. For the early game, you want to be focusing on building damage resistance and HP regeneration. In other words, you're focusing on not dying a lot. Pretty much every game you want to be starting off with a set of Tangos, a Stout Shield, as well as a Mango and a Ring of Protection. Most of the time you'll be hitting off lane and working towards a Ring of Health. With this item alone, you're pretty much unkillable in lane. Unless mid lane comes to gank you or something, but if that happens, you know what to do. If you need a cheap source of tankiness that builds into another bigger source of tankiness, go for a Cloak. With your back turned, you're taking almost zero magic damage when you have this item. Now, your go-to boots are power treads, but if you need to get online faster, there is another option. Bristleback is really good at doing that thing where he hurts you physically, so why not amplify that even further? Get yourself a Medallion of Courage before you upgrade your boots. Once you're done with that, get yourself a Talisman of Evasion and build this into a Solar Crest. By the time you leave lane, you want to turn your Ring of Health and Stout Shield into a Vanguard by buying a Vitality Booster. Vanguard is an item that no one really talks about on Bristleback, but it's really underrated in that fashion. It's probably the best early game item on Bristleback, to be fairly honest. So ideally, after building your Solar Crest, you want to look at an item like Pipe of Insight. But first you need to build a Hood of Defiance before you can do that, which is built with a Cloak, and we picked this up earlier if you needed it for lane. Anyway, this is around the time when you want to upgrade your boots. Bristleback is pretty much good with every single boot, but since this is in the mid-game, we have two items to consider. Arcane Boots or Boots of Travel. One gives you that mana that you kind of need. Because, let me put that into perspective. If you don't have mana, you can't do this. So yeah, pretty important. Yeah, and one of the main components, Energy Booster, can actually be repurposed to be built with Soul Booster and finally into an Octarine Core, which gives Bristleback Spell Lifesteal, which sustains him for longer. Oh yeah, and he has one of these talents where he gets bonus Spell Lifesteal. It's like 10%, making 35% with Octarine Core. It's not a big deal, just don't worry about it. And on the other hand, Boots of Travel will actually let you get to places on the map faster. But Arcane Boots are usually the way to go, because at the end of the day, you'll be disassembling them into brown boots which can be built into a Boots of Travel. Speaking of which, remember when I said you would disassemble your Arcane Boots to make an Octarine Core? Well, what did you expect? That's exactly what you're going to do. If you have all the items I've listed by 25 minutes, somehow, you freaking monster, you can get yourself an Aghanim Scepter if you're that disgustingly fed. It turns your Vicious Nasal Goo into a 750 radius AoE ability that can affect multiple people at once. But usually 50% of the time, you're building this when you're really fed, or you have an alchemist on your team that builds it for you. By this point in the game, your item build is up to you. Just get items that make you tankier. Assault Cuirass, Heart of Tarask. The world's your porcupine oyster, you freaking nature. But whatever you do, don't look behind you. You know what, wait, just cut that one. I don't think I want to end on a joke like